Pistol shots ring out in the ballroom night. Enter Patty Valentine from the upper hall. She sees the bartender in a pool of blood, cries out, "My God, they killed them all." Here comes the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done. Put in a prison cell for one time, he could have been the champion of the world. Three bodies lying there, does Patty see? And another man named Bello moving around mysteriously. "I didn't do it," he says, and throws up his hands. "I was only robbing the register, I hope you understand. I saw them leaving," he says, and he stops. "One of us had better call up the cops." And so Patty calls the cops, and they arrive on the scene with their red lights flashing in the hot New Jersey night. Meanwhile, far away in another part of town, Reuben Carter and a couple of friends are driving around. Number one contender for the middleweight crown had no idea what kind of shit was about to go down when a cop pulled him over to the side of the road, just like the time before and the time before that. In Patterson, that's just the way things go. If you're black, you might as well not show up on the street unless you want to draw the heat. Alphabet had a partner and he had a rap for the cops. Him and Arthur Dexter Bradley were just prowling around. He said, "I saw two men running out, they looked like middleweights. They jumped into a white car with out-of-state plates." And Miss Patty Valentine just nodded her head. The cop said, "Wait a minute, boys, this one's not dead." So they took him to the infirmary, and though this man could hardly see, they told him he could identify the guilty man. 4 in the morning and they haul Reuben in. They take him to the hospital and they bring him upstairs. The wounded man looks through his one dying eye and says, "What'd you bring him up here for? He ain't the guy." Yes, here is the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world. 4 months later, the ghettos are in flame. Reuben's in South America fighting for his name, while Arthur Dexter Bradley's still in the robbery game. And the cops looking for screws and put somebody to blame. Remember that murder that happened in a bar? Remember you said you saw the getaway car? You think you'd like to play more with the law? Think it might have been that fighter that you saw running that night? Don't forget that you are white. Arthur Dexter Bradley said, "I'm not really sure." Cop said, "A poor man like you could use a break. We got the motel job for you and we're talking to your friend Bello. Now you don't want to have to go back to jail, so be a nice fellow. You'll be doing society a favor. That son of a bitch is getting brave and getting braver. We want to put his ass in stir. We want to pin this triple murder on him. He ain't no gentleman, Jim." Reuben can take a man out with just one punch, but he never did like to talk about it all that much. It's my work, he'd say, and I'd do it for pay. But when it's over, I just as soon go on my way up to some paradise. where the trout streams flow and the air is nice, and ride a horse along a long trail. But then they took him to the jailhouse, where they tried to turn a man into a mouse. All the Reuben's cards were marked far in advance. The trial was a big circus, yeah, you never had a chance. Then the judge made Reuben's witnesses drunk as from the slums. To the white folks who watched, he was a revolutionary bum. And to the black folks, he was just a crazy nigger. No one doubted that he pulled the trigger. And though they could not produce the gun, the DA said he was the one who did the deed, and the all-white jury agreed. Reuben Carter was falsely tried. The crime was murder one, yeah, guess who testified? Bellow and Bradley, and they both baldly lied. And the newspapers, well, they all went along for the ride. How can the life of such a man be in the palm of some fool's hand? To see him obviously framed couldn't help but make me feel ashamed to live in a land where justice is a game. Now all the criminals in their coats and their ties are free to drink martinis and watch the sunrise, while Reuben sits like Buddha in a 10-foot cell, an innocent man living in a hell. And that's the story of the hurricane, but it won't be over till they clear his name and give him back the time he's done. Put in the prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world.